All right, guys, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Costa's Arsenal podcast, Arsenal Sunday news, the Sunday wrap up of whatever we have been through the week. We shall be reviewing that on Sunday. Now we have a couple of stories that ran through the week. Willian in Dubai, Aubameyang sleeping on the floor at the airport. I mean, that was crazy, was it? But Eriksen linked with us, in a swap deal that could actually see Granit Xhaka crossover to Inter Milan, and Eriksen coming back to the Premier League barely air when he has crossed over to the Italian Serie A. We have been linked with Dominic Szoboszlai, we have been linked with Isco, and a couple of other stories where two of our players have actually contracted or tested positive with COVID-19. So we have so much to talk about. And do me a favor, don't change the channel. Subscribe, like, give me a comment in the comment box and tell me which story has been more interesting for you, which story didn't make any sense for you, and you can also always react to all the stories. Let me play the intros, and then let us get straight into the news as it happened this week. Yes, that is it. The Sunday wrap up. Christian Eriksen, I'll start there. He was linked with us in a swap deal that could see Granit Xhaka cross over to Inter Milan and Christian Eriksen cross over to former rivals Arsenal, because he is an ex-Tottenham player. So we were rivals. We were at one point in time at crossroads, different sides of the coin. He couldn't even think about us, but now since he's playing in the blue and black, really at Inter Milan, probably he could be thinking about joining us. So now this comes, of course, as a result of the lack of creativity, and I've always talked about this. I've always told you guys that when you have a deficiency somewhere, the media is going to exploit it. They're going to try to suggest a couple of names, a couple of suggestions to make you feel like this is where you need to improve. This is where you need more improvements. And for me, in my case, I think Eriksen was a good player at Spurs. He was brilliant almost 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, but in his last time, or his last spell at Spurs, he wasn't that brilliant. He wasn't that good. He's not this kind of player that you're going to tell me that because Eriksen is coming to Arsenal, we are going to see much of a change. We are going to experience much of a lot of tactics. And so no, I don't think. I think the Eriksen we would want is the Eriksen 5-6 years ago under Mauricio Pochettino, when they reached the finals of the Champions League, when they were eligible to win the league, when they had everything it took. It took them to win everything. But right now, if you ask me, Christian Eriksen to Arsenal, is this something? Is he a player that you think is going to bring so much of a difference? In my opinion, no, I don't think. He's not that kind of player. The gas, the pace, the edge, all those things have turned into red negative danger. I don't see him as a player that is going to bring fresh legs, fresh blood. It's going to impact Arsenal. Although you might argue that it's better than what we have in creativity. If you think about Willian, he's flopping. You think about Mohamed Oneni, who has been playing in that position, out of position, but in that position, you think then you would think about Christian Eriksen. But in my case, no, I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't go with Christian Eriksen. Let us go for a player who is a little bit cheaper, younger, but effective. And the good thing is Granit Xhaka has already said no. That movie says no. If I'm going to leave us, I'm not leaving in a Christian Eriksen swap deal. I'm not crossing over to Inter Milan. So that's the first story of the week. Tell me what you think about the story. that is my opinion. I don't think he's a player we need. I don't think Christian Eriksen incites me. I don't think he's a player that gives me a lot of, I don't know what I should call it, a lot of excitement when I see him linked with our club. Now, the next story is David Louis and Ceballos had blows out, and Mikel Arteta in his press conference to the Leeds game said, no, it is okay. Both players are on amicable terms with each other. Okay, and he said probably this is something that is growing out of hand on us. No, he said that. He said every day he expects a fight. No, that is not really positive, isn't it? It isn't positive. He says every day when he walks through the doors of Emirates Stadium, he expects something. Either someone has fought with the other, or someone is speaking negative about the club, or someone wants to leave, or someone is complaining about playing time, or some there is some a problem at every day, and that's what Mikel Arteta said, because almost in the space of 2 weeks we have seen Pepe go out in the media complaining about them playing time. I'm not getting playing time. I'm not happy with the situation there. Then you leave alone that. It is the next piece of trash was with Aubameyang and the Gabon team, sleeping on the floor, and that airport incidents. Then Willian all of a sudden disappears, and he's in Dubai. Now you have blows between Ceballos and David Louis. But the good thing is, Mikel Arteta says this is in hand. It is not out of hand. It has been solved amicably, and the truth is there is peace at the club. So I think that is you guys didn't miss that story, did you? If you missed, then you've caught up with it on Versus Arsenal podcast. Now, the other story, apart from, before I go into another transfer story, the other story is about Mohamed Elneny and the man himself, Shkodran Mustafi, Kolasinac, both contracting and testing positive of COVID-19. Of course, Kolasinac is not a big deal, but Mohamed Elneny has been a player who has been advancing so much. He has been improving so much. Of late, he has been a part of Mikel Arteta's team. And you think he's a big blow. He's a big blow, out of their squad, especially when Partey is out. You thought the most performing players in that midfield have been Mohamed Elneny and Thomas Partey. Now, Thomas Partey has a thigh injury, which makes me think that you need Mohamed Elneny this time. You need him because he does the box to box, he does the passing, and he has a very good work rate. He has the team spirit. His chest is around the ball. But what happens is what he is positive with coronavirus. That means he cannot play for us at least for 2 weeks. That is the quarantine, minimum quarantine period. Of course, Kolasinac is also out. So that means if Kian Tierney is out, there is no other option. You have to play Bukayo Saka in the left back. So that story is also there. But for me, apart from Mohamed Elneny getting COVID, for Kolasinac, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter so much. I think he's a trouble causer who needs to be out. But anyway, let us switch back to the transfer then. The transfer news that has been transpiring around the club, because I've not been reporting so much of transfers. Then let us talk about Shkodran Mustafi to Barcelona, because that story was still in the news. Shkodran Mustafi to Barcelona. Remember, his contract expires this coming June 2021. He refused, or he turned down a new contract from Arsenal, a contract extension from Arsenal. And if you ask me, did he deserve one? My answer is no. I don't think he deserved a new contract. I don't think he deserved a contract extension. But surprisingly or not surprisingly, you can choose to call it whatever you want. He was offered one new contract. One new contract at the club. So turned it down, and now he's linked with Barcelona. Sorry for this. He's linked with Barcelona, and they are saying that if they are going to take him, he must be a free agent, of course. But I want to ask myself, apart from Barcelona proving that they want to flop more and more and more, why would Barcelona take Squadron Mustafi? Why? At least I would understand the reason as to why they took Vermaelen. I think Vermaelen was a far better and decent defender than Squadron Mustafi. But Mustafi, tell me that Barcelona is taking Mustafi. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Barcelona, they lost yesterday to Atletico Madrid. They have been losing games. They are in position 10 on the La Liga table. They need to be better than that. They need to be, I don't know what I should say, but they need to wake up. They need to realize that the Barcelona is a far bigger brand. Someone is killing Barcelona, but I'm not here to talk about Barcelona, but I think Squadron Mustafi doesn't deserve to play at Barcelona. I don't see, it's not his passing. It's not about his defending. It's not about his, aerial prowess. It's not about his ground dwells. What is it about that Barcelona is so much interested about Squadron Mustafi? I don't know, but that story was there, and it is there with the Christian Eriksen story. But still, in the transfer rumors, one interesting one. Okay, I had two interesting pieces of stories that I looked at, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Isco was one of them, and the other was about Dominic Szoboszlai. Excuse me. So Szoboszlai, let us start with the Dominic Szoboszlai, because it was confirmed that he is going to move in the January transfer window. Now, not confirmed that he's going to move to Arsenal. I want you to get me right. It wasn't confirmed that he's going to move to Arsenal, right? But it was confirmed that Dominic Szoboszlai will actually move in the January transfer window. And we know the clubs that are interested are RB Leipzig, and the biggest of them is Arsenal. It has been, of course, the agent has come out and confirmed that there are so many clubs that are interested, so much and so. But this is a time when Arsenal need to listen. The whistle has gone. The trumpet has been blown. It is now or never. Dominic Szoboszlai to Arsenal. It is the time. Now or never. Dominic Szoboszlai. It has been, the whistle has gone. It has been confirmed that this guy in the general window is going to move. And it's £25 million on loan. That money, only £25 million, that money can be paid in the January transfer window. Sad enough, it is also confirmed that Arsenal want to pay the £25 million in installments across 3 years. And I asked myself, if we fail to pay £50 million for Jose Mawar because it was too much, and we have a player at our disposal who is £25 million less than Jose Mawar, then why not? Why don't we go for Dominic Szoboszlai? I know it might be very hard for Arsenal to pay front cash, but if we can pay around 15 or 20 million for this guy, then the rest is history. Trust me, the rest is going to be history. I don't know what you guys think about it, but for me, in my case, I think it is that easy. If you're going to pay £25 million in 3 years, no, with a competition for a player like Dominic Szoboszlai, no one is actually going to listen to that crap. Nobody's going to listen to that shit. The link is there. The link is there. I put it in the comment section. So if you want to join me and discuss matters, because it's the Sunday wrap up. But honestly, there are so many clubs that are interested in Dominic Szoboszlai. There isn't any reason you're telling us that Arsenal want to pay these guys 25 million, release clause in 3 years. 25 million, for Christ's sake. 3 years. That means other clubs are going to take him. There's so many clubs that are in deep shit. Look at Barcelona. They'll be dying to get anyone in their squad that can improve them. Manchester City, they'll be dying to bring in someone that will improve them at the instant. Everybody's going to be dying. And You tell us that you're gonna pay this guy in installments for across a period of 3-5 years. Interesting. But the other piece of story is Isco, which I did yesterday, and I want to pass on today. He was linked with Arsenal. Of course, I don't know why, but it's very, it's quite clear that Arsenal is looking at him. The player wants to leave the club. He has been at Real Madrid for the past 7 years. Of course, the truth is his career has gone to the dogs. Not any different from Mario Götze. I think Götze has even been more successful. Yeah. So probably we could see another man in the names of Isco dominating Arsenal news in the January transfer window. Well, for Isco, I don't know much of what I can say. Is he a flop? Do I think he needs to join the club? Is he better than what we have and so much? But at least what I can say is we need a creative player. We need a creative player. That is one thing that we are sure of. We need a creative player, and that creative player should be coming so soon. So it is the Sunday news breakdown. You guys telling me what you think about the stories in the week, and me also telling you what I think about those stories that have been going around in the week. I have Zoom Arsenal on the show. Hello, Zoom.
Hello, Kosi.
How are you doing, my blood?
I'm good. Excited for the game
today.
Yeah,
I'm very prepared for the game.
Same here.
Yeah, I think 1 hour to the game. I'll have a show. I'll have a pre-match show.
The lineup is key for this game.
Yeah, exactly.
The lineup decides if we will win or lose. The lineup is key.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Kosi.
Yeah.
If Arteta plays William today, I'll be fuming. Fuming. He went to Dubai. First of all, I want to know why he went to Dubai.
Everybody's asking the same question.
Why did he go?
He went to Dubai to have steak with Salt Bay.
What a mug! What a mug!
That is our club.
Gordon Ramsay. Going around cities to taste food.
But Zoom, do you think we have the ability to beat Leeds tonight? This evening.
We have, especially looking at Leeds' defense this year.
Yeah,
it's absolutely shocking. It's seeing us.
They have considered 8. Yeah.
Go on.
They have considered 8 in the past 2 games. That gives me a little confidence, and that's why my prediction is around 3-1 or 2-1. I think we can win it.
Don't go for a 3-1, Kosi. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because who will score is the question. Who will score? Because just look at our attackers. Who will create? Who will score? Aubameyang is not on form. This shit. Pepe hasn't performed.
Pate and Elneny are out. Pate and Elneny are out.
But I'm going for a win.
You're going for a win.
It won't be a high-scoring game.
It won't be a high-scoring game, but Zoom is going to win. Edge 90. Let us start with the blows between Ceballos and David Louis. HJ, what did you make of that story? Because Mikel Arteta has watered it down and said everything is okay at the club, nothing really happened. But what do you make of that story?
This is the second time with Ceballos because he ran into Nketiah as well. Remember a few weeks ago. So
yeah.
But I think he has to be dropped. You know, he did it with Guendouzi. So if you're gonna do it with Guendouzi, you have to do it with him as well. But obviously he's gonna start tonight because
Yeah.
And also one more thing. You're saying that Leeds are going into this 8 goals conceded in the last 2 games. We went into the Aston Villa game and they lost 2 games and they conceded 7. Southampton put 4 past them. Leeds put 3 past them. Yet we still lost that game 3-0. But I do think I think we can beat Leeds only for the simple fact that the way they play. Marcelo Bielsa plays attacking football. I think they will play into our hands. We'll get a lot of chances in this game, and I think that's why we'll win it. But obviously, it's Arsenal. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's true.
I want to say. I want to have a say on
it's okay.
situation.
Exactly.
So, first of all, I don't think it's true news because Ceballos came out on Twitter and said that it's fake.
No, he won't come out and say that it's true though, is it? So Arteta
actually
admitted it. Arteta admitted it in his press conference. He said, things like these happen. So he essentially admitted.
Yeah. He said he admitted. He said that actually in the past days, every day something happens at the Emirates Stadium. Every day, almost on a daily basis.
It's shocking.
Yeah, I know it happens.
It's absolutely shocking.
It happens at a lot of clubs, but for some reason, someone's leaking this information from our club.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
It's Mesut Ozil. I'm telling you.
Why would you say that?
Why not?
It might be true, but when you think about it, it's funny. I mean, it's funny.
Who else could it be then?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Pepe, who's not getting playing time, or Nketiah or something.
It can't.
But that's not for us to say. We don't know.
But guys, do you think these events actually? There are a couple of events. The Aubameyang saga, then Willian in Dubai, then you have the blows. Do you think
the whole club is circus?
Yeah. Do you think they have impact on the dressing room and the final product in the pitch?
It does, I think. It does. If these things are going on, it'll have an impact.
It does.
It does.
I'm absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
How did the club let Willian go? Willian deserves to be dropped. He deserved to be dropped. Why did Arteta drop Guendouzi and Ozil? Attitude issues.
Yeah.
Then they should do the same thing with this fraud, Willian.
Happy to call him a flapper. Okay. Then guys, before we go any further, I want to. Mustafi was linked to Barcelona. I don't want even to beat around the bush.
I was laughing.
Mustafi was linked to Barcelona, and wherever I was smiling.
I don't think it's true.
I mean, the story was there.
Anyone can put out a story. I could write an article saying Messi to Arsenal. Anyone can.
I know, but you're gonna ask yourself of all clubs why Barcelona?
That Real Madrid. Also linked with
I think the reason why Mustafi's linked to Barcelona, obviously now he's into his last 6 or 7 months now into his contract. He's going to be very cheap. Barcelona are trying to look for a cheap centre-back option. He's played in Spain before for Valencia, and he was very good in Spain. He knows the language, so it's easy. So it's an easy target for Barcelona.
Oh yeah. So what do you think? I mean, Mustafi, if Mustafi is playing with Barcelona, do you think? I mean, Barcelona is just so bad at this stage. If they added Mustafi, they'll be relegated. That's what I think. Okay, his mic has a problem, but as soon as he comes back, then he'll be giving us his opinion on that story. Now, the next story, HJ Eriksen. Eriksen Xhaka deal, and
Do it. I'll
it-
pay for a flight for Xhaka to Italy. Do it right now. Get him over.
do you think it would be good deal? It would be good
Yeah, very
business.
good deal. Very good deal.
Yeah, but
It'd be a very good deal.
good deal. Christian Eriksen. Do you think? I don't see him as a player who has much to offer. I think his career is dying out. I think he's in the dying days of his career.
Who's career? Xhaka or Eriksen?
Eriksen, or both
Eriksen.
of them.
It's just not worked out for Eriksen at Italy. Even at Tottenham, the only reason he wasn't good is because he didn't fit into Jose Mourinho's style. But if Arteta can get him playing like he did in the peak Tottenham years, where he was so good, where his value was above 100 million, then we got a real good player.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean that would take. It would take for him to get back to the glorious days of his football, right?
He's still 28 years old, so he's got a bit of time left in him. And I think it could be in the Premier League with us when we need an attacking midfielder. I would like Szoboszlai, and I think because we can pay his release clause in 3 installments, which means in January we only have to pay £8 million to get his deal done. That will be very good for us.
Okay. Anyway, apart from then let us just cross over to the Szoboszlai story, because I mean most of the stories coming out indicate that he's going to be moving. He will be on the move in the January transfer window. You think that's positive, but again, it's negative to Arsenal because there's a lot of competition now. There's a lot of competition. He nearly signed for AC Milan in the summer, but the deal didn't go through. Do you see us as leading that race, Szoboszlai, the race for Szoboszlai?
My understanding is that Arsenal are ahead in the Szoboszlai one, but it's a very difficult deal. Bayern Munich, Leipzig, AC Milan, all interested. Bayern and Leipzig playing Champions League football, and Leipzig, being sister clubs with Salzburg. So for them, it's an easy deal to do. So it's going to be very, very difficult. But obviously, Arsenal, given that, Premier League football, and, will Szoboszlai want Europa League football? But if Arsenal do get into the Champions League next season, we don't know, and that remains to be seen.
Yeah, but by next season, I think he'll be gone. He's going to move in the January transfer window. I don't know why Salzburg really sell their players in the January transfer window. They always do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Minamino went in January. I think Holland went in January as well.
Yeah.
I think his manager has said he'll leave.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting who he goes to, but hopefully he can get that one done.
I don't know. Do you see it happen?
Do I see it happening? Yes, it's a difficult one. It depends how much interest Leipzig and Bayern Munich have in him, how genuine that interest is. But what I can say is the Arsenal interest is genuine. We do want the player. It's just how we can get the deal done. If we do have the money, it would be very good if we can bring in both Szoboszlai and Eriksen, because obviously, the Eriksen Xhaka is going to be a swap deal. But again, it remains to be seen whether we do anything in January. We don't usually do business in January. We'll have to see.
Yeah, actually, that is the most interesting part. That although we are trying to secure all these signatures in the news, do we actually do business in the January transfer window? But away from that, still, apart from Eriksen and then Szoboszlai, we're linked with Isco from Real Madrid, a player who has already told Madrid that he wants to leave the club. 7 years wasted talent at Madrid. That's what I think. He was brilliant at Malaga. We signed Santi Cazorla. If only we had signed Isco then, we would have a brilliant midfield partnership. But he chose to go to the Galacticos, where he has not played any good football. He says he wants to leave. Zidane doesn't actually give him playing time. What are your thoughts in Isco? Because for me, I think he might come to the Premier League and his career gets more shambled up.
I really don't think he would fit into our system. I'm not a huge fan of Isco. I've never really been a huge fan of Isco. But again, he's better than anyone we've got right now in our midfield, in the attacking area especially. So I think it depends what the price is, because it could be a similar deal to James Rodriguez, how he went to Everton, where they terminate the contract and then we take him on. We'll have to see. But I think Eriksen and Szoboszlai have to be ahead of Isco in an attacking midfielder.
All right, there. Thanks very much. Thank you so much, AG90. We are still breaking down the stories that have been in the week. I have Dinero now. I have Zoom again. People are still calling in. If you want to call in, the link is in the comment box. You can just call in and have your say. Dinero, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm also good here. Um, let's start with Isco. Let's start with Isco to us now. What was your reaction in that story?
That one, to be honest, I didn't know it. It's the Eriksen one, the story that I knew. But Isco, I thought, yeah, he's kind of finished now. Maybe if it was 7 years ago, like you said, then maybe yeah, with when Santi Cazorla came, that partnership could have been, really, really, really good. But I don't. I think now we need to go for younger players right now. Isco's not the one for me, to be
Isco.
honest.
Isco is none. Now, the other story that has been trending, and we need to discuss this because we have just hours to our game, is the Thomas Partey injury, which Mikel Arteta thinks is not a big one. And Zoom, Partey, of course, all I know is he's going to be out for 2 weeks at least. This week is not in. Probably he's going to have a fitness test next week. He might be back, but how much of a loss do we have to that midfield? Do you think Partey? Do you think Xhaka Ceballos is the pivot we are going to see? And of course, no, but I don't want to see them.
It's a big blow, Kosi.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought that we would see him today. And then with Elneny is also out. So Xhaka and Ceballos as the midfield pivot, who do you play next to them? Joe Willock, Bukayo Saka. So with Partey out, the formation might change. We might go to a back five.
Yeah.
We'll go to a back five.
Yeah, I think he's going to play 3-4-3.
Unless he plays Willock. Unless he plays Willock, which I would love to see. Cause you know me.
Yeah, of course I know. But when he was asked about Willock, he said that every player has a chance. He has been knocking on the door, and it didn't seem like he's going to be giving him a chance against Leeds. What do you think about Partey? Do you think Partey is do you think we are done? Are we doomed because Partey is out?
I think because when you look at it, Partey, he's mobile, and you've got these two players. Xhaka's not that mobile. So I think we're definitely going to struggle. And he's definitely going to line up defensive. But I would like to see Willock in the lineup. I think he brings a goal threat. He makes those runs, and I think it'll be interesting if he plays. But yeah, I don't think we're doomed to proper, but I just think we'll struggle a bit without Partey a little bit.
Okay.
Xhaka and Ceballos are not bad, but they're not as good, obviously. With Partey and team in the mix.
And Elneny tested positive, so I mean that's more problems for us.
Facts. Yeah, facts. I mean, Elneny, the thing I like about him, he's also good in tight spaces as well. He's very good in tight spaces. He's not afraid. Maybe a bit safe, but.
And his work rate going forward, I think he has been one person who has been really contributing to going forward at the club.
Facts. And we're gonna miss that transition, with Partey. He makes those runs. So, like these players like to go sideways. When Partey gets it, sometimes he just, sometimes it's just running through the middle instead of just going sideways. But yeah, reminiscent of what's his name, Yaya Toure.
Mafia Boss says big up Kosi, and then Deluded says always good when Zoom is here. Of course, a big up man like Zuma, no. That's Deluded. Thanks man for the updates at this guys for free. Thank you so much. Get the boss line, not Eriksen.
100. Yes, get him in.
But
Get
if we got if we got Eriksen in a swap deal, don't you think maybe he would push us for 2-3 seasons?
bro. The proof is in the pudding. He's gone to Inter Milan and he's not, he's not like you haven't heard like I haven't heard, to be honest, I haven't heard good news about him. I mean, if you go Italy, you're supposed to do good. I mean, the Premier League is hard, but like obviously back then he was doing really good. But I expected him to, some people to talk about him in a good way. 2 to 3 seasons, man. We don't need him, man. We need to go younger. We need someone like we need Szoboszlai, 100%. We need 2 creative midfielders actually. We need Szoboszlai. The reason why I like Szoboszlai, he's like a Ramsey. He gets you goals. Maybe 3 passes and that, but we need that, and we need someone like Awa who's creative and who can build up play, something like Santi Cazorla. But I don't. Yeah, Eriksen, man.
But I think journalists like Romano have already made it clear. If we get Szoboszlai, there's no Awa. It's either Awa or Szoboszlai. I don't see Arsenal investing money in both.
I heard. What I heard is what Arteta is. Arteta knows he needs 2 players because Szoboszlai is not the same as Awa. I was a different type of player, creative midfielder. Because remember, back then we had Ramsey and we had Cazorla. Both creative mid, like they both can create, but one gets you goals and one's obviously build you up from deep. I reckon if we get UCR, I reckon we'll get both.
Okay.
Maybe one in January, because Szoboszlai, I think is what 25 million release clause.
Yeah.
And if we push in the sum, obviously teams will be on him, but I can see Arteta going for another player.
All right, guys, thanks everybody who has been joining me today, and thanks everybody who watched in, commented, smashed the like button. I want to end it at this, but of course we have a show, Arsenal up against Leeds. I'll be coming with that. The predicted lineups is already out, but we are coming with the confirmed lineups. I think in 2 hours' time, the lineup should be out. What do you think about that game, Dinero? Do you think everybody thinks it's a must-win? If Arteta doesn't win this, he's in deep soup. Do you think the pressure around it may make Mikel Arteta think harder to win it?
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. I mean, his lineups have been costing us. So he has to get it right because we can't afford to slip up. Look at Tottenham. I mean, look at Tottenham. Look at what they did. So they got it. At first they're looking a bit shaky, but Mourinho pulled through. So he needs to stop becoming hard-headed and make some decisions, change his decisions, the right decisions, and we'll see. But we need to win it, definitely.
What do you think could be the scoreline? Around 3-1, 4-0, 1-1? I mean 1-0?
Bro, I could see this. It depends because Leeds are not a joke team in terms of like when it comes to attacking. They're gonna be on us. Like you saw the Liverpool game when it was just back and forth. I don't see us going in that. I don't see us coming blows to them like Liverpool did because they have that ability to outscore you. But I think it depends. The one who scores first wins the game. No, actually, no. If we score first, we will probably win the game, and I'll say probably a 1-0, 2-0. I don't see if because I know we'll start defending like crazy, but if they score, Well, could be a 2-1. Could be a 2-1.
So when I had
whoever
predicted,
scores-
yeah, I predicted
then-
it a 3-1 because I think they have conceded 8 and they have only scored 2 in their past 2 games. They're good. They're good at attacking, and I think they're going to, give us a real big test when it comes defensive wise, especially if you have Bellerin and you don't have Partey, you don't have Mohamed Elneny, Ceballos, and Xhaka. That midfield is an easy one for Marcelo Bielsa to crash. But I still think they have so poor defensive was. If we can step up our ability, our ability going forward, it should be a win. It should be a win. We just need to score. We just need to exploit them defensive as and we can score.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think if we push that, I think one of the lads someone mentioned energy, get some energy up top, and just pressure them. And if we can do that, then hopefully, man, because it's been crazy.
Yeah, it has been crazy. It has been crazy. Thank you so much, Dino, for joining me today.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, so guys, I want to end it at this because we have the Arsenal Leeds game. We need to prepare. We need to get in the modes as soon as possible. So make sure you join me then for Arsenal Leeds, the match reaction, the player ratings. I'm gonna start a new series. I don't know whether I should call it 5 things we learned or 6 things we learned or 8 things we learned or 10 things we learned, but probably I'll call it 5 things. 5 things we learned. In every game. We should be learning. We should be learning in every game. We should be learning in every game. But let me first have Zoom on as we close the show. Zoom, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah. So I know. Okay, listen to this. Just listen to this. When are you starting the podcast with Zoom, Kosi? I think now you know you're liked here. Okay. His internet is disturbing, but starting this coming Saturday, we shall have a podcast with Zoom. This coming Saturday, it's gonna be always on Saturday. We are still negotiating the time and so on. So as soon as it's out, I'm going to be letting you guys know that the podcast is actually out so that we can, smash things up. But as we enter this Leeds game, there are things I want you guys to think about. One, by the fact that we have only won 4 out of our first 8 and lost 4, of course, we need to win. We need to win. So watch that game critically. I want you guys to come and give me your opinions after the game. So watch the game critically. Watch it with all your eyes open and come on and tell me, Kosi, I think this is how we played. I want to play my bumper and sign out.